What up, what up? Hope all is well and you're hanging in there by the grace of God. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm asking you in case nobody hasn't asked you how you doing. Well, I'm holding up over here. Pressing on. I've been focused on my health and healing. I took some time off, led by the Spirit. Take some time off to focus on my mindset moving forward, my heart, I can't even say it, heart posture moving forward, because that's what it's really about right now. Where do we go from here? All you can do is stay connected to the source that can help you with your healing, your well-being, and your wholeness. And I had heard somewhere, oh, that was Marianne Williamson. She was like talking about the worldly entities are doing like it's like an assault on your nervous system. And she ain't lying. And I was feeling that at my workplace. You may be feeling at your workplace, in your career, in your relationships, in your family, in your friendships. This assault on your psyche, on your heart, heart posture, on your spirit, your nervous system. Really, though, it's being affected. So you do have to learn how to be informed, like observe from afar. Don't absorb. You got to practice that. You got to be conscious of that on the daily, because you know it's so much information coming in. It can cloud your judgment, and it can invert your faith into fear, because there's so much going on in the world, and this crumbling is being dismantled, and there's nothing really you can do but focus on what is your purpose, what is your mission, what are you learning, what is this, is there a lesson? I know it's a lesson in it. I'm seeing all types of lessons in it. They say it's the end times, but it's the end of wickedness as you know it. You are advised to come away from her, come out from her. Many will not listen. Many are called, few are chosen. This white supremacy, let's keep it real. That's the foundation of this country in the US of A. This white supremacy. Now is social media prophecy, and this is what Spirit was saying: white supremacy, social media prophecy, and the industry with movie, media, and music. The evil entity, the enemy, is working its hardest on that. This is how they keep folks divided and in the fear factor, in the fear mode. Excuse how I'm speaking right now, because I am noticing in this shift changes going on within me with my, it's the throat, like my speaking, um, with my steadiness, with my mind, because you know what they really trying to do is control your mind, that hive mind. They want you to stay in that group think, because when you're an independent thinker, when you're a critical thinker, and you're set apart in that way, you'll see things from a higher perspective, from a bigger picture perspective, because right about now a lot of people still looking for man to save them, looking for a man to be in the leadership in of power to help this country. That's changing. Now you got to be, as an individual, your own leader. And then keeping God first, the head of your life, in the center of your inner world. People triggered by the words forgiveness, sinner, fear of God. I see that playing out through a loop. Loops are created. No, I'm not going to say created. Loops are manifested from a hellish realm. Why are you triggered by the words forgiveness, sinner, fear of God? That's part of the deception too. Why is that? They hold resentment and anger in their heart. This is why forgiveness bothers them. They don't want to acknowledge the Lamb of God who takes away sin from the world. This is why they tremble at the word sinner. They do not want to be held accountable for their idol worship and wrongdoings. This is why they get irritated when you say fear of God. Willful ignorance and disobedience. That's part of the reprobate minds and the blind, leading the blind. Overall, they deny the light to follow the patterns of the world. And Spirit led me to Proverbs 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. Knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. That means we're not supposed to lean to man's understanding and explanation and prophecy. To man's, fleshly prophecy. Because it is some genuine prophets on this earth that are forewarning and showing you the miracles and signs and wonders from the Most High. Lean not to your own understanding and to man's explanation or understanding, because we got a lot of false prophets, false teachers, false pastors, false preachers, false reachers, false gurus, false everywhere. You got to be aware of that. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and destruction. This, I was led by Spirit to see how this word applies to the current climate right now. You see, the hypocrisy is real, right? The hypocrisy is real. What did that tell you when you saw, okay, the rapture, September 23rd, 24th, that was the date they were given. The rapture taught us something, revealed something to us, and Charlie Kirk's death taught us something and revealed something to us. What did we see come out of that? We saw division, we saw fear, we saw hate, we saw cognitive dissonance, we saw folks who really didn't have a pure relationship with the Most High, with the Creator, with Jesus Christ. Because why, how disrespectful to go against what Jesus has said. The word, that's a problem. They can call it a mental illness. They can call it whatever they want. But something ain't right about that. Jesus said himself, only the Father knows. They were deceived. They didn't hear from the Spirit of God, from the Creator. They heard from some other entity. What's really going on? That is why Spirit said this deception is treacherous, perilous, and horrendous. You got to watch it. You got to be careful. You got to be mindful. I didn't fall for it because I'm standing solid on the word from God. And when I kept seeing all this information floating around about the rapture, you know what Spirit said? Remember Y2K? You remember the expected um, apocalyptic end for 2012? That's all I heard. Don't, don't believe the hype. Uh, Basically, I was showing the comparison. It was weird. It's odd. And then seeing people selling their belongings, that's a disconnect too. Giving away money, that is not connected to the Most High, the material things. You can't take none of that with you when you're gone. So your whole body gonna be rising up. Your whole physical body is supposed to be rising up to the heavens now. You know what I saw in that? That's suicide ideation. That's escapism. That is, you're miserable in your living. Aren't we supposed to be here to do greater works? And what is the greater works? Your faith should be active, alive, and well, and you should have a relationship with God. There should be love, compassion, and service to others. That's the faith without works is dead. Because that faith is supposed to be alive, active, and well, to love, to be compassionate, to be of service to others, spiritually connected. So seeing all this illness, it just, what I'm seeing the Creator is doing is shining a light on all this darkness. White supremacy has been here since the beginning of time. False prophecy has been here since the inception of time. The evil entity. Don't you know evil exists now? Can't you see it? And people still are talking about this political left, right, red, blue. They all work together for the evil entity. These are the ones that are not really awake. But yeah, Mr. Kirk, Charlie Kirk, how he that was execution style. That was a assassination. Um, Wasn't it one shot, red, wrong? Listen, it's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing now that's going on behind the scenes, and you can't even trust the media what they are revealing, because Martin Luther King was assassinated, Malcolm X was assassinated. Wasn't it like a one-shot kill? Who else? Kennedy. That was someone. It was like professional style. I don't know. I'm just reading it as that. So what was really going on? And I really don't want to know, because that's a distraction. This is the assault on our nervous system, because now what's going on? The government shutdown. But these are teaching moments, and the Most High is shining that holy white light on all this darkness, all this corruption, all this pollution for you to see. You can choose to see it or not see it. That is your choice. But the effects of the rapture and that man's death, Charlie Kirk, brought about, made us see deception, unforgiveness, division, groupthink, racism, hard hearts, unforgiveness. And a lot of these are Christians. I'm a follower of Christ. I don't even need the title Christian to know God. But yeah, like I said, I don't need the title of Christian because a lot of people are fixated on titles and positions right now. To know and love God, to know and love Jesus Christ, Yeshua, the Messiah, to have a relationship, that's more important than the religion. The hypocrisy is real and apparent right now. And I'm going to leave on this note. This is John, I think that's John 10. Yeah, John 10, 25 through 30. The Good Shepherd and His Sheep. It's from that chapter 10 in John. Jesus replied, I have already told you, and you don't believe me. The proof is what I do in the name of my Father, but you don't believe me because you are not part of my flock. My sheep recognize my voice. I know them, and they follow me. You didn't follow Jesus' guidance when you set a date for the rapture. So are you really part of the flock? That's what some people gonna have to look at themselves about. It became a concern. You know, some of it was funny to me. I have to laugh through the painful stuff. And of course they became hypersensitive. They being mocked and scoffed. But listen, it's a concern now. The status of your heart posture, the state of your mind. Are you in a divine mind or in a hive mind, which is that group thing? Ain't that kind of cultish? Huh? Yes. The truth is not in them. That is what Spirit is saying. That applies to this message. John 10, 25 through 30. My sheep recognize my voice. I know them and they follow me. I give them eternal life and they will never perish. No one will snatch them away from me, for my Father has given them to me, and He is more powerful than anyone else. So no one can take them from me. The Father and I are one. The Creator and I are one. You and the Creator are one. Don't you forget that. Because the truth is in you. I just want to check in with you people. I'm only here to inform, instruct, and inspire. And I'm keep walking in that purpose and mission no matter what. And I'm not pushing my forced beliefs. I'm not pushing or forcing anyone to believe in what I believe in. Either you know or don't know. The hypocrisy is real. Those who say, Lord, Lord, all this lip service, there's a disconnect from your heart posture. And we're going to see more and more of it. I'm just here to remind you, stay tuned in to the divine source and cut out all this noise. You can be informed, you can be aware, you can observe, but don't absorb. They deny the light to follow the patterns of this world. You are truth. The truth is in you. And what I'm noticing is right now, we don't look like the crazy ones. We gonna look like the ones that's out of control. We gonna look evil. We gonna look wicked. Cause ain't that's what's going on right now in this inverted, upside down, perverted, distorted world? You gotta know who you are and whose you belong to in this time. And you can't make it what it ain't. Can't make it what it ain't. Because it's been predestined and it's already written. And I'm gonna get y'all on the next go round. Ah, keeping you all lifted up in my heart. Your thoughts and prayers. You stay prayed up. You stay connected to the source. You and the Father are one. All right. Love you. Peace.